Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, sneak peek number 1 is here for the June update, and it is what many of us speculated it would be, and this is the reason why we got tier 4 Adam Warlock to hold us over until the movie was released. As you can see right here, we have Miles Morales and Miguel O'Hara rocking new Into the Spider-Verse uniforms, and for you eagle-eyed viewers, as you can see, at 20 seconds in, we have a tier 3 flashing pass, which means Miguel O'Hara Spider-Man 2099 is finally gonna get some love. In January, when they did part 1, if you will, of the Spider-Verse update, Spider-Man got tier 4, Miles got a new uniform, and a few other characters like Arachnite got uniforms, and I was like, yo, where is the love for my guy Miguel? And here it is, man. I ain't gonna hold you, this man's traps looking massive. My guy looking sauced out to the max. More traps than a King Cobra. Holy! Hopefully he slaps half as hard as he looks like he slaps, because he looks like he slaps. There's a few things they could do to make him relevant, but in addition to him getting tier 3, obviously there is more. Yes sir, there is more. Miles will be getting tier 4, and that was hinted here in this trailer. However, it happened so quickly that we have to actually go at super slow motion, and right about here, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, 19 seconds in, Miles Morales, as we speculated in January, is getting tier 4 for the Into the Spider-Verse update. This is pretty good. However, I would not be me if I didn't call out the fact that Miles is getting 2 uniforms in a 6-month time span, when we are here hoping, praying, begging for a Guardians of the Galaxy uniform for Drax, and more importantly, Nebula, who hasn't gotten a uniform since 2019, almost 4 years. And they can't give the character a uniform, even though she was a big part of the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and it's the final Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Makes absolutely no sense to me. Drax, his uniform is a year old. They could have given him a uniform as well. They skipped over those 2 characters, and instead they figure they'll make more money off Miles Morales, and they probably would. I ain't gonna hold you. They'll probably make way more money, 10 times more money. Well, maybe not 10 times, because this game's an 8-year-old game, you know what I'm saying? But they'll definitely make more money off Miles Morales tier 4 and a new uniform, and especially when you consider the fact that Miguel O'Hara is a premium character, more people are probably inclined to pick him up and pick up his uniform, and then to upgrade his uniform if you don't have any Mega Mythic uniform tickets, that's gonna cost money too. So I see it's a money move. It is what it is. That's why you gotta vote with your dollars, okay? When you're not happy with the game, don't spend no money. That's what I've been doing lately. Big moves are being made. 2 speed characters getting an upgrade right after Adam Warlock and Star-Lord getting tier 4. Honestly, I hope they do the smart thing and take Miles into PvP to join Peter. However, this is what they had to say right here on the forums. Agents, Spider-Men from across the multiverse are gathering to the Marvel Future Fight universe. Hopefully there is many more to come. Maybe Spider-Man Leor. Hey, let me not get too excited, because expectations often lead to disappointment. This is Marvel Future Fight after all. Maybe we'll get Spider-Pig. New character.
I thought my jokes were bad.
New character, Marvel Future Fight. You funny guy. You a funny guy. Oh man. Anyways, check out the new looks and abilities of these Spider-Men from another universe. That's what they had to say. So this is sneak peek number 1. Hopefully we got 3 or 4 more sneak peeks to go, but more than likely,
No.
it's gonna be 2, and that's gonna be it. But let's see, hopefully they prove me wrong. Lately they've been proving me right, and that is not what I want. I would love to be proven wrong. So let's talk about Miles and what I would like to see for him, because honestly, Miles has a really good kit right now with this recent uniform, because it's only 6 months old. So truthfully speaking, you could easily just skip over his new uniform if it doesn't do anything game breaking, game changing, and just tier for him if you love him, because this uniform is already really good, in my opinion anyways. The best results, however, for Miles Morales, if they actually want to make him a banger, would be to transform him into a PvP character, give him stuff like iframe, ignore, and whatnot, make him a possible counter for Adam Warlock.
It ain't happening, honey.
That would be a really cheap, free option for people to consider. However, I don't know if they want to nuke Adam Warlock's value right after he gets released by releasing an immediate counter for him. This is how a lot of gacha games work. They release a character and then they release a counter for them, and you know, people buy the character that's really strong and then buy the counter as well, and then they have two tools in their arsenal. It will also give some diversity to PvP, which as of this point is just pretty much Jean Grey, Thanos, Adam Warlock, Gore, others occasionally, you know, Carnage, Hulk, etc. However, they all but Adam have one thing in common: they are villains, which means if my boy gets a PvP uniform, well, the villain extermination will commence. Okay, look at this sexy passive, man. Wouldn't you love to take this guy into PvP and see him fry Thanos, fry Jean Grey, fry Gore, fry Hulk, fry Carnage? But then again, combat characters, right? Point is, he has a PvP slash PvE tier 2 passive that's very good. They don't need to touch this, to be honest. His 4-star passive is pretty good. I would say his leadership, they need to make this apply to all spider allies, not just Spider-Man, because this leadership doesn't even apply to himself. It only applies to Spider-Man, and truthfully speaking, most people don't use this for PvE, and in PvP you wouldn't use this because you wouldn't want to sacrifice debuff removal. What they should do here though is make this apply to all spider allies and then add 50% defense on top of the 70% attack. That way it would give you a lot of offense and a little bit of defense. It would get a little bit sexier, and it wouldn't interfere with Maya Lopez or Spider-Woman's value, because those characters give you attack and debuff removal. Still would be lacking the debuff removal, but that's where they could stand to make some cash and do some smart things with Spider-Man 2099 by offering debuff removal on his uniform option, but we'll talk about that in a second. So yeah, that's one thing I would love to see. He also does not have damage accumulation in his kit. He does do really good damage because of his passive, but he doesn't have damage accumulation, and I would say they should bump up this heal from 20% to maybe 30-35%. Iframe ignore is definitely something I would love to see, and in addition to that, if they could give him a couple skills that were easy to cancel into, because as of right now he's more of a judgment slash rage character. You can play him with an energy, but it's not optimal. That's something to consider. Plus he doesn't have penetration, so penetration would be necessary for you to run him with the current meta CTPs like greed, refinement, and authority. So we'll have to wait and see what they decide to do for him. His uniform bonus right now is pretty good. Maybe they could add a line here for some damage reduction, who knows. Moving on to Spider-Man 2099. This guy, he has potential, and I would love to see him get the justice he deserves. This uniform is actually very good, or at least it was very good when it first came out, and one of the things that I would really like for them to keep is this 5th skill where you're able to move. Oh, hold on, for whatever reason he canceled out of it. You're able to move around, and this skill is so sexy, bro. I'm sorry, but yo, comment down below 1 to 10, how sexy is this skill, bro? Like, even after not using this man for like, God, like what, 3-4 years, bro, every time I come back to this skill, being able to web motherfuckers up and move around at the same time, this is so sexy. I hope they never take away the V-pad from that skill. All they gotta do is give my guy more damage, give him iframe ignore, give him a heal because he does not have a heal, make it so that his skills are cancelable or chainable, because right now he's kind of like how Back to the Basics Spider-Man is. None of his skills can be easily canceled into another one. Like, they all like require you to let them play out fully pretty much, which is kind of shitty, right? Because you can use his 3rd skill to get a buff, and then you could go into like your 5th skill, but like, come on, man, the rest of the skills on the table are just being wasted, right? So hopefully he gets a couple skills that can be canceled. He needs that heal, he needs iframe ignore. The one thing he has going for him, he brought this whole invisibility intargetable thing to the game. If they buff this, that will be cool. They should definitely buff his tier 2 passive as well, give him more guaranteed dodge. He's very elusive. He's probably the most elusive spider, but Not really, that's Spider-Man still, but the point is, it would be nice to see this get buffed. And for his uniform bonus, I spoke about this briefly earlier. It would be nice if they added debuff removal and bumped up this extra damage to supervillains, but I don't know if they're gonna give us that just because they want to keep the value of what's her name, Jessica Drew's leadership. But truthfully speaking, when's the last time anybody used Jessica Drew? Where is she? I can't even find her, golly. But yeah, truthfully speaking, we need more characters that have a debuff removal that is not just relegated to their leaderships, especially now with the Otherworld Battle Arena where leaderships don't apply, but uniform passives or tier 2 passives like the Wasp are very valuable. So even though we already have Jessica Drew who removes debuffs for spider characters, something like this on Miguel's uniform would definitely bring some extra flavor, because I don't know about you guys, but I would happily run a full spider team in Otherworld Arena because we have quite a few spider characters, like 5 spiders on the same team. That would be dope, bro. However, with no debuff removal, you have no choice but to use the Wasp. So that's one thing they could do to really spice up this uniform and give it some longevity.